Good evening, Backradians. Deborah the Bee back with another video from the Backroads. Thanks a lot for being here today. Happy Thanksgiving to you a couple of days late. So I'm sitting around waiting to get a text. Hopefully it won't be right now, even though it will be fun and I'll be happy to have the text. But I don't like sitting around waiting on people. So I'm waiting on either a call or a text because I'm going to the bounce park with the grandbabies tonight. And so I'm just kind of waiting until they jet. I don't live very far from there, and it doesn't take me very long at all to get there. But I thought I would kill some time on a Saturday night. Saturday nights. Bay City Rollers. Remember them? All you old geezers and geezettes out there? So come December 1st, or Monday, whichever comes first, I'm going to go ahead and start this 3-month juice feast. And Gangsta and Goddess Guru provided a template or a protocol that I'm going to try to follow. I'm not going to follow it to the T. There's a few things that I'm going to variate. So I'm going to go ahead and put my glasses on so they can read. I really can't see without readers anymore, and I really can't read. So carrots is going to be one of the big root vegetables that's going to be in this protocol. Okay, so we're doing 96 ounces of juice a day. That is only 3 32-ounce mason jars. It's not very much, is it? So Gangsta and Goddess Guru set this up, breakfast, lunch, and dinner juices, which is nice because you're programmed and conditioned to eat 3 meals a day, and when you get hungry in between, you snack. And then later on, if you get hungry, like around midnight snack is what it's called, you'll go ahead and you'll eat that way. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to kind of, well, not necessarily suspend the digestion, but we're going to make our body a bit more conducive to absorbing all of the supplementation and all of the nutrients that will be in these juices. So let's discuss the juices and the ingredients within those juices. The first juice for the morning, breakfast, break fast, get it? We are going to make a cleansing green juice. I know it's very delicious. You can add apples to sweeten this up if you would like, and you can variate with your herbs. But this is the recipe. Celery, apple, cucumber, cilantro, dill, spinach, and lemon. Let's talk about each ingredient. I would say buy organic celery. If you cannot buy anything else, buy organic celery. Back in the 70s, I was the sides chick, not the side chick, back in the day, little tomboy, avoiding eating meat and eating all the sides. So it'd be like the end of the bowl of corn or green beans, or the end of the fruit cocktail. That would be me eating those. And all of the relish plate, like carrots and celery, back when I could chew, because we're going to talk about that. So I remember back in the day, those celery smelling just ooh. And also, sometimes I would eat it, and it would make my lips numb. Well, that was pesticide, right? So there's other things I can talk about as far as importing foods that use pesticides that we ban, like when I went to Cozumel and how they reused root vegetables so creatively. But the thing is those root vegetables have the pesticides that we ban. But the worst thing about it is that we allow those vegetables, the produce, to be imported back in the United States, even with the pesticides, for us to eat them. So what? Is Peter the farmer and Paul is the doctor? Rob Peter to pay Paul? Is that what we're doing here? So yeah. So anyway, I would buy organic celery. You can buy the organic packages oftentimes. Those two bunches are perfect size to go ahead and juice. Cucumbers. The same thing about cucumbers, but if you can't buy organic, peel your conventional cucumbers, okay? And the more you peel and core and all of that, the better, because it doesn't clog up your blade, your filter, your juicer. And also, it's just easier for cleanup. Seriously, you'll be thankful that you know. Also, another thing that you can do is your little catch-all for the pulp. If you're not using that in compost, or if you're not going to make crackers with it, you just want to toss it. An easy way to do that, where you don't have to wash this part of your juicer, is put one of those produce sacks. You know, the ones that you pull off, they're real thin and clear and you just stick your stuff in there and it goes through the checkout. Use that. Because if you don't want to use the discard, you can just plop that out, put it in a knot and throw it in the trash and you're done. You don't have to clean that part. So, cucumbers 2, celery bunches 2, an apple or 2. And your apple, you're going to want to peel that as well, and then you're going to want to core it. And I would suggest you comb thrift shops like I did and find a full metal apple corer. And if you use the plastic ones and the thin metal, they're going to break on you, especially if you have a bunch of kids and grandkids. But you can add an apple. Of course, we're going to peel it, and we're going to core it because we don't want to put it in our juicer because that's going to suck. Cilantro and dill. Now, cilantro is an herb, obviously, but it is a detoxifying herb, meaning it's going to pull the heavy metals out of your body that you probably have. Now, I had amalgam fillings, and that's what kind of brought me to this way of eating and cleansing, because the amalgams were damaged and they were leaching out into my system. So I started to do cleansing quite a bit, and cilantro is one of those that really pulls the heavy metals out. Now, if you're heavy metal laden, then it's going to taste like soap to you. Just to tell you, it did me. So you want a package of cilantro and a package of dill. I love dill. It's one of my favorite, probably my favorite herb. So you want the whole packages of those. Just don't want to take a little sprig and put it in there. That doesn't work. And if it's just a bunch, then grab a bunch. Okay? But we need that fully. I try to eat fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds in moderation, and herbs and spices medicinally. That's why it's important for those 2 herbs to be in this juice. Now, spinach. Couple of handfuls, a handful or 2. Not hardly anybody, oh, that scared me. Not hardly anybody likes spinach. So it's always marked down. So spinach is something that is iron rich, and I think it's a good way to start the day and bring some green into your juice. Lastly, the lemon. So here's a hint on buying citrus. Buy thin-skinned or round citrus. Think about it. You want juice. You don't want rind. And if you're just going to snack on an apple, you want a thick rind, because then you can like pop that open and the segments won't be squirting out all over the place and getting all over. So you want the thin rind for juicing, okay? When you want to take that out of the fridge, let it room temperature. We're going to roll the lemon, lime, or orange before we juice it, okay? We're going to cut off both ends, and then we're going to peel it like we're whittling something, okay? All the way around, and then throw that into your juicer. So juice number 1 is celery, cucumber, apple, cilantro, dill, spinach, and lemon. There you go. Juice number 2 and 3 are going to be something that you can variate in root vegetables and herbs, and also the way that you prepare it. Because I'm doing this during cold weather. So for me, I'd like to do something that I might be able to heat up if the weather be really, really cold for a lunch. And also something that I can variate to make more like regular food, sort of, even though fast should be that way. This isn't what that is, but this is kind of a NutriFast. Wasn't there used to be something like that before? I think it was, because I think my aunt did it. Okay, juice number 2 is 3 beets, 3 apples, 3 oranges, ginger, which is about a thumbnail full, and some mint. Now, beets are blood purifying, and that's what this juice is for. Apples is going to cut the taste of the beet a little bit, plus it's going to bring a bit of acidity or alkalinity into your body. The oranges, obviously, is a bit of citrus, and that's going to be tasty. And the ginger is an immune builder. We were not allowed to use ginger when the family member was having chemo. Isn't that nuts? And I added mint to this recipe. Reason being, I looked up some beet recipes, and it appeared that mint was very complementary to beet in these different types of dishes. So, you may not like beets, but there's been a lot of things that I've held my nose drinking that were good for me, and not everything that's good for you tastes good. But beets are important, and they are in season right now, and they're really simple to juice. They're going to get red all over there, but... So that's the afternoon one. Now, the thing about that afternoon one is if you wanted to, you could always steam those beets or boil them and then put that in a food processor or a blender. Now think about a beet, apple, orange, ginger, mint soup or stew. Doesn't that sound delicious? I'm going to try that. So juice number 3 is a dinner juice, okay? Now it's going to consist of carrots, celery, cilantro, and coconut meat. Now I cracked open a coconut and it was bad, y'all. It was had molded and shit. I'm not happy. But I almost ate it. I'm glad I didn't. I also didn't know you couldn't drink brown coconut water. So there you go. I know I have in the past. I know I have. So that one there, I think, for a dinner juice, steaming the carrots and the celery, and then putting that in a food processor and lightly pulsing it with the coconut and the cilantro, the celery and the carrots. I think that's probably going to be a very delicious juice. Now here's the deal. We can also turn this into a smoothie or a chunky. When I say chunky, I like to make my smoothies chunky. Why? Because it tricks the digestion. Just a single chew starts the saliva in my mouth and also starts the digestion of my body. And I want that to work overtime. I want it to be efficient. That's why I'm doing this stuff. And digestion helps the body to assimilate, is that right? To get all those nutrients all throughout the body. So that's what we're doing. Now the variation is really cool because in addition to beets being in season, sweet potatoes and pumpkins are all over the place too. Now think about that. You can juice those. You could just do the straight juice if you wanted to. Just cold, or heat it up a little bit. Heat it up and eat it up or drink it up. But you can variate the carrots, the sweet potatoes, and pumpkin throughout the week. And you can also variate it with your herbs, like variate cilantro or rotate cilantro, mint, and rosemary, right? So you can rotate the carrots, the sweet potatoes, and pumpkin, like they did in Cozumel, hopefully minus the pesticides. And then you can also variate the cilantro, mint, and rosemary, which I don't think rosemary was used. Maybe mint was, cilantro probably for sure was in Mexico. And also check your coconut, make sure that it's not a nasty one. So if you don't have the coconut meat, I suppose you could use coconut water, you know what I mean? Or even coconut flakes. I don't know. I haven't done this one yet, but it sounds really tasty, and I'm going to master it. But it's carrots, celery, cilantro, and coconut meat, or you can vary it with sweet potatoes or pumpkin in lieu of the carrots, and mint or rosemary in lieu of the cilantro. Okay, so in addition to this, I'm going to be drinking some teas. And if I need to, I may go ahead and do a laxative tea, like a senna tea in the evening. It just depends. 3 months is a long time. Now we're also going to supplement. Okay, so the supplements is kind of pricey, y'all. Everywhere that Gangsta and Goddess Guru wanted me to buy the supplements, we're not in the United States, pretty much, except for them, and France and Australia. I want to keep my money in the United States, and I want to keep my money in my neck of the woods. I have a health food store that's been there since I was in high school. It was the very first place that I started learning about health. And they're still open, but GNC closed right at the beginning. So I'm going to keep my money here. And they know my body, they know my story, and they're very helpful to help me to save money. So I'm going to be taking these capsules for arthritis or inflammation. I don't know, Gizette, 55, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be So they're cleanse bottle. Those are all cleansing herbs. We're going to cleanse the body, so we're going to go ahead and take some of those as well. We did not, in our little one-horse town, have something similar as far as a cell regenerator. But we figured something else out that works pretty good. And it's a different way to deliver it, but it'll work. Also, I'm taking some blood purifying herbal capsules. And that's going to be taken in the afternoon with the blood purifying juice. Now, in addition, I need to maybe think about picking up some enzymes because the cleanse already has probiotics in it. So I'm thinking I might get some enzymes. I do have some of their papaya enzymes for after you eat. So now, in addition, we're working on cellular and things like hydrogen and liquid oxygen and complex minerals is something that I'm going to be taking as well in supplemented form. So I haven't taken some of these, and so I need to do a bit more research. But anyway, I thought I would just share these with you because maybe you want to do this. I know it's insane to do it during the the winter months, during the holidays when you got divinity and all sorts of candy and fudge and all that stuff. My grandma, she used to, she made so much candy. So much candy. That was her big deal. She just made crazy, crazy candy. And they're just anything you'd want. They had it there, man. Very delicious, very fattening. There's no way I would do that. The other day, actually yesterday, Weston wanted to come over and hang out with me. They haven't really liked my place because there is no technology here. The only thing that I have is this phone. I have a phonograph and record albums. I have my ukulele and my harmonica. And I have a speaker, utensil holder, Bluetooth speaker over there. That's it. I have nothing else. So when Weston wanted to come over yesterday, I was surprised. But we had a blast. He and I are a lot alike. We eat the same. We're allergic to the same shit. It's terrible. And Easton and Daddy went to the store. So later on, they came back, and Daddy had to go to buy some guitar strings. So he dropped Easton off here, too. And so we started playing record albums, Christmas albums. And their daddy brought over my other son. Their uncle and my son's brother. You get what I mean? And he surprised me, so I was really happy about that. But I was playing the Christmas music, and they remembered it when my parents played it. And so it's really cool. One of the things that they said, which I thought was really neat, was that it was so quiet here. And in their house, they have tons of devices going all the time. And it's kind of ironic that they said that because I thought it was so loud here. And when they left, when I came back in the house, it was like you could hear a pin drop. But they enjoyed it here, and they enjoyed the solitude and the silence and it being quiet. And I just think that's really awesome because this is like wagon wheel house as far as they're concerned. As far as, they got TVs in every room. They've got tons of different phones. They have game systems, everything. Just Wi-Fi is just flowing everywhere. So, not here. So anyway, it's about time to hit the road, jack, and get on down to bounce for a little while. So I thought you might enjoy this video. Happy Saturday night to you all. I really appreciate all that are subscribers and any of you that stop by to watch a video every once in a while. I wish everyone a wonderful holiday season. And I really am thankful to those that I've met here online, here on YouTube, those that I've communicated with. And I really appreciate all the lessons I've learned, whether they've been good or bad, in my life. So I just wanted to say thank you very much to all of those that I watch and that watch me. So I got to go. So if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe and see future videos, please do so. Get out there and spread those little pieces of peace. They're little pieces of you out there in that world on fire. And we're all wearing these masks because the smoke's so bad, right? Oh, no, that's not it. Anyway, thanks a lot for coming by. Much love to all of you. My name is Deborah the Bee. And the only reason why I call myself Deborah the Bee, y'all, really honestly, is because Deborah means the bee in Latin. And Latin is a kind of a forgotten language. And I remember hearing it growing up often. And so I just think it's kind of cool. And float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, busy as a bee, and all that jazz. So that's the only reason why no one asks me for advice anymore. They used to do that. They don't anymore. And I kind of am okay with it. So, of course, I'm opinionated, and I think I know everything, but I'm just not really telling anybody that anymore. So thanks a lot for coming by. We'll see you all on down the road. Bye-bye.